In 2016, Blizzard released another groundbreaking MMO game that had received both critical and financial success, Overwatch. A first-person shooter, the game has a large roster of characters for players to choose from, all with diverse backgrounds and skill sets, leading many to ask the age-old question, which character is the best? Well, there's been a ton of debate, so naturally we've put together a list on these characters, and there's a lot to consider. We tried to combine characters' abilities in the game with overall likability in order to place them in some sort of order. Since the tiers often shift, we've tried not to lean too heavily on those stats, but have taken into account who appears in the top two tiers when it comes to discussing popularity and power. Now, everybody plays differently, and sometimes the best character isn't who people claim is the strongest or most powerful, but the one who suits how you play. A skilled player can do a whole lot when they're fighting on their terms. That being said, let's jump into our list of the top 10 Overwatch heroes. And at number 10, Mercy. In a recent video released by Blizzard featuring game director Jeff Kaplan, Kaplan stated that Mercy is the game's most played hero by far. This is because this support hero is incredibly useful. Her Resurrect ability brings back a dead ally and restores them to full health, and her Valkyrie ability allows Mercy to fly, along with giving her other abilities a bit of a boost. Some have argued that she's an overpowered character, with the latest update as of this recording toning down the impact of Resurrect, while also making her much more manageable in her Valkyrie state. Regardless, ever the guardian angel, it looks like Mercy's popularity shows no sign of slowing down. And at number 9, Widowmaker. Widowmaker is a lethal assassin. Her Widow's Kiss is a versatile sniper rifle that also works within medium range. She can use venom mines that trigger from motion and release poison gas. Her grappling hook is adored by many and makes for a speedy getaway. Plus, her infra sight makes tracking down your enemies significantly easier for the whole team. So what's not to love? She's got a difficult past to boot, having been kidnapped by Talon operatives and transformed into the super assassin she is now, which in the process broke her will, suppressed her personality, and reprogrammed her as a sleeper agent who then killed her husband under their orders. Yeah. And at number 8, Lucio. Lucio is a DJ and a freedom fighter, and is incredibly fun to play. A support team member, his goal in and out of battle is to bring people together, having done so in his home of Rio de Janeiro when he led his community to fight back against the oppression of the Vishkar Corporation. In battle, he uses a sonic amplifier to knock his enemies back with blasts of sound and sonic projectiles. He energizes himself and his team with music, and can create a sound barrier that protects him in nearby alleys by creating personal shields. Up next, number 7, Winston. Winston is a giant, kind gorilla. A genetically engineered, super intelligent gorilla that is, and a tank character in the game. Back in the day, Winston was one of the gorillas who was part of an experiment at the Horizon lunar colony. They were all genetically enhanced to help test the effects of prolonged habitation in space. Winston showed a lot of promise, and excelled, to the point where he was taken on as an assistant to one of the scientists there, a man named Dr. Harold Winston. Then things got all Planet of the Apes, the gorillas led an uprising, and Dr. Harold Winston was killed. His gorilla assistant took on his name, hence being called Winston, built a rocket and flew to Earth, and joined Overwatch, who represented everything he admired about humanity. In battle, Winston utilizes many of his own inventions, including his electrifying Tesla cannon, his jump pack which lets him soar into the air, and a barrier protector that acts as a portable shield for him and his allies. In addition to that, he's also got an ability called Primal Rage, which makes him next to impossible to kill and lethal as hell. Up next, number 6, SYMMETRA. SYMMETRA is a character who is utterly deadly when used by a skilled player. She had a 58.2% win rate back in 2017, the highest of all characters. In addition to that, SYMMETRA has been revealed by Blizzard in their spin-off comics to be autistic. Overwatch director Jeff Kaplan confirmed in a letter to a fan that, I quote, "SYMMETRA is autistic. She is one of our most beloved heroes, and we think she does a great job of representing just how awesome someone with autism can be." And at 5, MOIRA. A support hero, MOIRA is one of the newer heroes added to Overwatch, at the time of this recording that is, and she's an Irish geneticist who is also a leading member of Talon. Jeff Kaplan has called her a hybrid hero. She's a healer, but can also dish out a massive amount of damage. Naturally, a character with that much power is quite difficult to use in order to balance her out. All that being said, her backstory makes her even more fascinating. She's a controversial and absolutely brilliant scientist who managed to figure out a way of creating custom genetic programs that alter DNA on a cellular level, which has the potential of allowing humans to alter DNA to overcome diseases and disorders. Of course, this raised a lot of ethical questions, and threatened to ruin her career, so she started working in secret for Overwatch, and later was rumored to be working for Talon. Up next, number 4, Genji. Genji is yet another case of a character who, when played by a skilled individual, can be utterly deadly. He's an offense type, has some of the best mobility in the game, and has a high single target damage. I mean, he is a Japanese cyborg ninja after all. Plus his backstory makes him even more endearing. Transforming from slacker to superhero, Genji was attacked by his brother Hanzo when their family, the SYMMETRA crime family, ordered his death, but luckily he was saved by Overwatch and rebuilt as a cyborg. A character who works best when isolated, he's agile and melee oriented, and was once seen as overpowered. As a result, he had a bit of a makeover when players complained that he was unbalanced, with Blizzard reducing the power of his abilities. And at number 3, D.Va. Most of D.Va's popularity stems from the fact that she's a gamer girl. Once a professional StarCraft player, but now a mech pilot, D.Va is the youngest member of the roster. But don't let her age fool you. She's consistently a bundle of whoop-ass, and has managed to dominate tier rankings quite often. Her role on any team is a tank, and she causes some pretty severe damage when up close. She's not restricted to her mech suit either. If using the self-destruct special, D.Va can still navigate on foot, and although significantly less powerful without her suit, she's still more than capable of wielding her pistol well. In addition to this, the character's emotes have gained her some popularity. One in particular, the legendary one, features D.Va playing video games, eating Doritos, and drinking a Mountain Dew. What's not to love? And at number 2, REINHARDT. REINHARDT Wilhelm is a tank character who lives by a code of valor, justice, and courage. He's a 61-year-old German soldier who was one of the earliest members of Overwatch as part of their original strike team. Eventually forced into retirement, REINHARDT couldn't sit idly by as Overwatch started to fall into corruption. He eventually put his battle armor back on, and even now in his elderly days he still fights by his code in the name of defending the innocent and bringing better days. Equipped with a rocket hammer and an impressive barrier field, REINHARDT's knockback damage is also pretty damn good, and he's an accessible character to play regardless of your experience with the game. Plus, another reason why he's a fan favorite is due to the voice actor who plays him, Darren DePaul.
Hammer down! REINHARDT and REINHARDT and REINHARDT.
And finally, in at number 1, Tracer. Tracer may not be the most powerful character in the Overwatch roster, but she's definitely adored by fans of the game. Maybe it's the British accent, or her charming sense of humor, or her ability to time travel and recuperate health during gameplay. But regardless, Tracer is an example of a character who, in the right hands, can be exceptionally useful in a team if played skillfully. She's also pretty much the poster girl of the game, and on the diversity front, Blizzard got a ton of hype over the discussion of her sexuality, which was revealed in the Overwatch comics. Regardless, this pilot adventurer was the first character Blizzard had developed for the game in order to test the gameplay mechanics. And I mean, that in itself is pretty darn special. There we have it, friends. What other characters do you think should have made this list? Let us know in those comments below. As always, if you dug this video, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. And if you'd like more gaming vids, please check out our playlist flashing on your screen right now. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I've been Kelly Pally, and this is Top 10 Gaming. Catch you all in the next one.